Hello, this is another episode of We Hate Skill Windows. I am Rai,
And I'm Chris.
and today we're reviewing something with skill windows. So, first question there, do you hate skill windows in this one?
This one's not really a skill one though, and more like
It is. He's got skill windows.
it's really a skills though.
He has simulation windows too.
Yeah, that one's kind of
And he
weird.
someone's from a fucking gotcha.
I think that's the. I think this one's passably funny, like, cause the window has an AI that's really funny.
Yeah, it's true. It's like the AI dungeon thing, but like uh
I this one has got a good sense of comedy. Uh,
it's very comedic. Even in the last, have you read the latest chapter?
yeah, I'm reading it right now.
Oh, do you see the part where the hamster is fucking eating the bird?
No.
This is one of the best scenes I've seen from that in a long while. Comedy. Here, I'll send the comedy over to you.
I see it right now. Oh my
Comedy. Comedy. Look at that thing.
god.
Comedy. And I would show it on the recording here, but I think if I did, I don't know. Showing visuals from the shit seems to lead to horrible things happening. I'm traumatized. I'm not gonna let that shit happen again.
Like how the hamster makes the main character face. Uh, oh.
I'll show it for a second, I think. Oh yeah, the main character's faces. The aim the main character's faces in this are like top fucking tier. Oh my god. The main
He's got a
character
certain
has
look.
faces that man, I've never thought so hard about like, am I reading Yu-Gi-Oh right now or am I reading here? Let me put this on screen so the podcast people can hear and see it. Here, you see that? That's comedy. Oh, also, let's screen share for you, Chris, so you can actually see what I'm doing as well. There's that.
Oh yes. Oh my god.
That's called comedy. You see that thing on the outside? That's like the fuck a hamster or something? I
Yeah,
don't really know
just a
what he
hamster.
is. But he's eating the bird, and that's called comedy. Look how frightened the bird is. Incredible. It's comedy. Let me see if I can find his faces. Oh yeah. Here's some of the ones I've saved. You see that one? If you're watching the stream, Chris.
Uh, uh, yeah.
That was
More.
comedy. This was comedy.
I think it's very important to see like the context before the faces.
Oh. Yeah, enough about the
I,
faces before the company that publishes this fucking cracks down on us. But this is first and foremost a comedy. Whatever
yeah, I
storytelling
agree.
comes afterwards, it's comedy. This is a very funny webtoon. Uh, Whatever like isekai secondary thing, that's secondary. Like yes, the main character is isekai'd. He fell
He's still in
asleep
the
and
Power
woke up,
Fantasy.
or did he die? Or
Yeah, he died.
he
Yeah.
died. He woke up in a novel he was reading, and like how all these goes, he gets wound up in the character of like a rich, shitty noble person. Except he's not rich. His family is like in serious debt. So, in a way, it is what it is. Uh, the most of the story, I mean, so far is I will say this one's not terribly original. It's really just like, hey, what if it was comedic? And I don't know if that's something you would agree with there, Chris.
Yeah, I agree. This is like, what if
It's
the
pretty
generic
generic.
fantasy plot, but it's it focuses a much harder on the comedy.
Yeah, like it has a lot of the elements of almost every other like thing like this, right? You're reincarnated into a novel. You know how the thing ends. I will use my powers of foresight to go and like circumvent future issues. And then what's my goal? My goal is to live but a simple life. I want to be a slacker. Boy, your goal is generic, sir. Like,
Yeah,
ah, fuck, man. That's so generic. Like, immediately what it leaps to my mind is Trash of the Count's Family. Very similar. Also got its
mm,
fair share of comedy, and it's the same sort of feeling. Uh, and in Trash of the Count's Family, Kale's not the main character. He's the main character of Trash of the Count's Family, but in the book, Choi Han is the main character. Kale's the side character that like dies or something. And in this one as well, Javier the Knight, he's the main character of the book. But in this one he's like the secondary protagonist, I guess. Supporting cast.
yeah,
I will say if this thing didn't have cute creatures in it, I don't think I would have liked it as much. You know? If it
yeah. I
didn't have
agree.
like cute looking dumb creatures, I would be like, I don't know if I like this as much. But it had cute dumb creatures in it, and I was like, okay, you've won me over. I can't not read you and want to follow up. I want to see how the Vongol thing is doing. I want to see how everything else is doing. They're cute, damn it. That's what it boils down to. Everything needs a mascot. I swear to God, this iteration of manhwa and like everything else, you need a mascot. If you don't have a mascot, you're not funny. You're not good to read. How did my daughter is the final boss go? They have a cat now. You hear that? They've got a cat. Now they're relatable and cute.
They're doing good things for themselves.
Also, one more face for viewing pleasure. You see that? That's the face of a man who is disappointed. the the faces in this thing, oh my god, the art is so good. I have seen I have not seen such good art in a long time. And it's not just like the expressions are good. The story, the setting,
Yeah.
it, it really is just comedy. But boy, those are some expressions you'd see in like Yu-Gi-Oh! And you'd see them in Yu-Gi-Oh! And be like, oh, that's valid. Like Mark Ishtar could make those expressions, but like seeing them on like a noble's face in a isekai thing, it's unexpected. If anything, I would say it's similar to like how when we reviewed Worthless Regression, we were like, art style cool.
Oh yeah,
But I
because
guess this
that one
one
came
isn't like
from
art style
Worthless.
cool, it's more like art style funny.
Yeah, they make good use of the art
Hmm.
to really capture certain panels, and it all
Yeah,
just it's all enhances the comedy a lot. So it's
it
freaking
does.
they're doing so well for themselves, honestly. I think sometimes the comedy makes the story kind of like it has a negative effect on the story because scenes that you might think might develop the story further or might develop the characters more. yeah, instead turned into like just another comedy trope pretty quickly. But honestly,
Yeah,
since most of the manhwa is like just really funny,
the
it
meetings
is
with the
what it
queen
is.
or the empress
Yeah.
quickly just became, hey, can you just like pay for this? And also the whole thing about she's thinking that if I do this, then I'll do this, and but if she thinks that way, then I'll do this. And God, really isn't Yu-Gi-Oh, guys. Stop that. Stop that. I placed my trap card down 3 turns ago because I knew that in 3 more turns you'd cross the corner of the fucking racetrack in Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, and then you would somehow spin out on this one spot. So I would use my trap card and what, like Speed Force 2 or something. Like, God, did you watch 5Ds?
No.
Oh wait, really? Hold on, let me find out what I'm talking about. It was like, was it Speed Force 2? 5Ds? 5Ds nuts? Speed spells, yeah, speed spells, and then you can Speed World is the field spell. Whoops. Yeah, so Speed World, you activate Speed World at the start of a duel, and when everyone gets on their motorcycles and they go, every lap that they do, they get a counter, and then with the counters, then they can use speed spells. And it was this whole thing where people, for some reason, would just be like, "I removed 2 counters and I destroy your monster." It's like, what the fuck's happening? Because it all relies on you like driving faster, right? And the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh is, it's not just driving. For some reason in 5Ds, you're on motorcycles, but the monsters can like attack you, and if you take enough damage, you just fucking eat shit on the bike. So if you're
Straight
activating
up.
like speed spell and it's like, oh, I destroy your face down card, a bolt of lightning comes down from the sky and fucks up your bike. Now you drive slower. And oh, and then if you pass the person, I think you can activate certain cards. It was like that. But like basically this one sometimes the interactions that what's the main character's name again? Lloyd, right? I think so.
Uh, Probably.
Fuck, do we remember the main character's name?
Shouldn't
Uh,
start with you.
huh?
Don't they always start with you?
You? What do you mean?
Like, some part of their name is like you. Or is
You?
this Japanese or English?
Huh? What are we talking about here?
So you like like Yuya, Yume.
Oh, no, 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 no. I went back to I went back to the great real estate developer.
Oh, okay, wait, what?
His name's Lloyd. Uh,
Oh yeah.
for for 5Ds, it's Yusei. Yusei Fudo. Yusei Fudo. I really liked the character. One day, I I thought of like I was like, damn, he's so cool. I want to cosplay him one day. And I was like, ah, fuck, I have to like buy a moped or something. Cause, cause he's a red bike, but it's like a motorcycle. And I was like, there's no way I can buy a motorcycle in high school. I mean, there would be, but I couldn't do it at the time. But yeah, Yusei Fudo, good times. 5Ds went hard. 5Ds introduced like psychic duelists who had the power to inflict real damage in their cards, which was neat. It was like old Yu-Gi-Oh, but like, what if these people, certain people, just had the power to do it more? Also, 5Ds introduced the whole like Shadow Dark Signers arc, and they had the Earthbound Immortals. That's a deck I still want to play. Earthbound Immortals are so fun, but like they make no sense, and I think you can only have one on the board, and if you have one on the board, you can only attack with that monster or something. Really restrictive, but they have like insane attack. It's like Malefics. Malefics were cool. Well, regardless, greatest real estate or sorry, the greatest estate developer. I keep trying to say the greatest real estate developer, but that's not true. He's not really. selling houses. He only starts making apartments at the end.
Yeah.
Why, how does no one question him when he says stuff like, "We're gonna build like this in Korean, and we're gonna build this in Korean"? I think like Javier the Knight says something at some point like, what does that mean? And he just ignores it. It's not quite real. Even at some point in the thing, like they talk about how when he's going to when he's trying to support his like younger brother who's getting bullied at school, the younger brother's like, it's like he's changed into a whole different person.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, no, I placed my mana hand over his mana heart, and it looks like it's just him. What do you
Mm.
mean? He's literally he's stopping a scumbag. He's straight up a different person. What the fuck do you mean? That makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. This one, not that bad, not that great. If you're looking for comedy, this is the right one.
This is
If
by
you're
far the
looking for comedy, if you're looking for cute, okay, tangent time. It's time to talk about the cute creatures. So there's like five of them, I think.
yeah.
Let me see. In
Yeah.
chapter one, you see them all lined up. Well, there's five of them, but technically he's only summoned four of them. So there's like,
He's only summoned through. Oh, actually, oh, I guess.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
only summoned four of them. The fifth one is just a natural summon.
Yeah.
So he's got the hamster, and the hamster has the ability to eat sunflower seeds and get real big. And the hamster can also like dig really fast. And the second one's
Yeah.
the snake, who is also like pink and has a bow and is very cute, like a Squirtle with no arms and legs.
Mm.
And that thing can shit out steel rods, I think.
Yeah. Breathes fire and it like eats dirt.
And then he gets a hippo that can suck up water and like spit it out. Basically, he gets like only good things. He doesn't get any summons that don't benefit him. And even though that's the case, he doesn't like always get a summon, so sometimes he just like rolls the dice and they're like, ah, you didn't roll anything. Better luck next time. And I think I recall that he could only use it once a day.
Yeah.
So,
Or
or no?
I don't. Maybe not.
I thought that was
Cause
the
it's not.
stipulation early on, but then at some point he just summoned it like 6 times a day. Maybe if you get a dud, you can try again.
Yeah, I guess probably.
Oh, he's playing the lottery like the guy from the Atlantic article.
Ugh.
If he plays the gacha 1,000 times a day, he's surely bound to win.
He's due for a win at some point.
He's due for a win. Oh man, imagine rolling in Genshin like that Atlantic article guy. If you spend 1,000 rolls a day, you're bound to get Diluc, right?
Oh yeah.
But that's like near guarantee. If you roll a standard banner and you just roll like a fuck ton, yeah, at some point you're gonna get Diluc, right?
You're gonna
At
get a
some point,
C6 look at
surely.
some point.
You'll get a C6 Chi-Chi, I'm sure, but
You get that first. You always get that. That's the mandatory one.
the mandatory, the prerequisite. Or you can roll like me or some of our other talented friends here and just get straight bullshit luck. Damn. If I did play Genshin more, Ganyu, I guess I would just have to wait and save for like a Ganyu reroll banner.
We'll get C6 on you at some point.
No, C2 Ganyu would help too, or C1.
Mhm.
She's just good. Damn, charge attacks have never felt shittier after like not using her. Or like playing Tower of Fantasy and trying out the like bow characters, I was like, this isn't Ganyu though. It's not the same.
it's not.
But also, like, why would you play a bow character in that when you could play the gun character?
Oh yeah.
I did end up, before I stopped playing, I used all my rolls in that game, and I got the gun slinger girl.
Oh yeah. What's her
I
name?
got her, and then I think I
Yeah.
may have gotten like, did that game have C6 or whatever?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of, right? I
Yeah.
think if you got like duplicates, you could like level them up or something in their ability.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they
think
made some
I,
constellations,
yeah, I
yeah.
got technically like C2 of the ice girl,
Ooh.
but then I ran out of rolls and I didn't feel like getting more. And I was also like, I don't think anyone else plays this game at this point. I should just uninstall it. Damn.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how his skills are a little. You know what? Let's talk about the fact that do you like how many times he mentions that he's a civil engineer and that he can build anything?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you enjoy that as an engineer yourself? You know how to build like
Uh,
bridges, right? A modern
oh
suspension
yeah,
bridge
right.
from just
Oh yeah, no.
looking at running simulations in your
Yeah.
head. Yeah, you know. Yeah.
That's exactly how it works. Yep.
Did you ever take physics 2 back in high school?
Yeah. Or in high school? Oh no.
Yeah. You know how there was like physics and physics AP? There was also something called physics 2.
Ooh.
And in physics 2, we got to build like bridges and do like applied physics basically. It
Mhm.
was actually quite cool. But physics 2, we had the final project was to build a bridge. And for like 3 years straight, my bridge was apparently the lightest bridge to still withstand like force. Because at
That's
the end,
cool.
you like put it on a table, and then I think either like force is applied to it until it breaks, or like some amount of like heavy something is stacked on the bridge until like it breaks. And it was supposed to like you were supposed to make a bridge that could withstand like a certain amount of force. And for the longest time, I had like apparently the lightest bridge that could also do that, and that was cool.
What?
But
Was it a triangle bridge?
uh, it was not. Um, I made like it was sort of a triangle bridge, but not really. It was like triangle trusses on the like bottom half, but then also it's like pretty simple. I don't know if I have pictures of it. If I have pictures, I'll send them to you later, maybe. But
Cool.
it was like a rectangular, pretty simple bridge, and I think it was made out of balsa wood. We had balsa and like something else, like because balsa's like weak as fuck, and there was a stronger wood as well that we could use. But you only had like I think access to like a certain amount of the stronger wood, and then everything else needed to be balsa. So it was like
Mm,
having the stronger wood be like the baseboard, and then the balsa wood then like supplementing it. It was a very fun project. I enjoyed it. It was also one of those classes where like at the end you get to go to Cedar Point. And it's like,
hey.
oh yes, the only good thing in Ohio. Oh. I was talking with my coworker, and she was talking about how there's like nothing good in Ohio, and I was like, no, there's Cedar Point. What do you mean? And she's like, that's one good thing. Oh man, all those trips to Cedar Point. You ever do the one? Wasn't there one where like I forgot what class went to it, but it was like some AP class, I'm pretty sure. But at the end, you had to like go there and take a test. Did you ever do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked. Ride this roller coaster and time your watch and then see if you can find out the velocity, and you'll be graded on this at the end.
Make
Oh,
it
and
for
then
the
you get
look
to
up the
like
speed
pick a
online.
group.
Make it VR.
True, yeah. Oh man. I went on that trip and I didn't have a phone. I
Oh.
didn't have like, well, I had like one of those prepaid phones. I
Mm.
didn't have the ability to actually look up anything, but my group mates did, so we just sort of like partially cheated on it, but everyone did, I think, and we still somehow got like a 60% and didn't really do that well. But it was fun, so that's what mattered, I guess.
I know I did mine with Avon, and Avon's like a physics nerd, right? So.
Oh, so it was actually legitimately done.
Mm,
Or well, legitimately sounds bad. It was done with someone who could properly do it.
yeah, yeah.
Also, a heads up to anyone listening to the recording here. I am turning down my volume because apparently it is peaking in OBS, but everything else just stays somewhat constant. I just don't want the mic to peak. I don't even know if that does anything, but I'm sure it doesn't sound great on the ears. But it'll
I don't
probably
hear
stay
anything,
this.
but
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know how to use microphones. I don't know how to record. Why do you think I don't edit this shit? Because if I did, I think I would just fuck it up. But uh, yeah, his skills are bullshit. I don't know what they do, but they're bullshit. He has like the ability to like run simulations on things that he's built in like VR or AR, I guess.
yeah, he can use his pen to like pretend to create a building, and then he can like do tests
Yeah, he
like
can test a meteor. He can
or
test
like
like
winds or an avalanche or some crap on
hmm
it.
a
Yeah,
flood and stuff like that. How the fuck does a civil engineer who went to military in Korea build modern day apartments and stuff? What? I'm also very surprised
mm.
that he didn't do the thing that most people do in these things and just make weapons.
I think yeah, I think
Like you know how many of these like they're like, "Oh, I came from a different world. Now I'm an engineer. I must build my things." In what is it called? Save That Witch, I think, right?
release that witch.
Release That Witch. Yeah. In that one, the main character outfits all the witches with like guns. Or well, the witches have
Oh,
powers, so they're actually technically stronger, but there's a lot of people that he employs and he just gets them all like
a gun.
I think he event at some point like reverse engineers shotguns and such.
Ooh.
And
Oh
like
yeah, that's
modern guns. Like not even like muskets or something. He straight up makes the big guns.
oh
And
yeah.
there's a
That's my mic
part
drop.
where they're like fighting with monsters and they're just like using straight up like shotguns, I think. It's a pretty funny thing. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure, right? Like at some point I think they have sniper rifles as well and stuff. I don't know. But somehow Lloyd for some reason just did not use he uses a shovel to fight. This is a comedy after all.
Yeah.
He just straight up uses
I
a
think
shovel to fight people.
it's got a little bit of action and fighting, but I think the author is trying to stray from it to really, I don't know, focus on the comedy, I guess. Because I do feel
Yeah.
like when
Plot's
it
more
does
comedy
have,
than not.
yeah, the action and the fighting don't really help it that much, and it kind of distracts from like what he's got going on right now.
I mean, I feel like it helps. Like it doesn't make sense exactly why though, right? I will say that. Like
Yeah,
for example, the one where he's fighting that like big thing. I forgot
yeah,
what it was, but like he apparently infuses his mana circle, and how is no one questioning the fact that this man who has been a drunkard his whole life is creating like a three-stage mana heart that's apparently like hard to do. How's anyone not questioning that
Hmm.
shit? He's literally just spending points through the gacha or through the system to do it. And isn't Javier supposed to be like a like genius? How's he
Yeah.
like, oh, you're doing the same thing that I did, but in like significantly less time, and also for some reason you're hinting on how to improve my swordsmanship, but you don't know how to do swords. Why do you know this information? Not really explained, huh?
It was
Also,
one of
what the fuck was with the insect wave strategy shit? What is this like a successful plan from China? Like you know how the Chinese campaign to drive all the birds out and they like
birds away
bang
by
the
banging the
pans and shit?
pots.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like killed a fuck ton of birds. But like somehow they succeeded and all the birds went to like Lloyd's country and just started attacking people. But
Yeah.
apparently they did it with the locusts or something. The like animal
Yeah.
wave strategy or something. Monster wave strategy.
Yeah. So
Monster
just
some other BS.
they
Monster
just they
something.
just tried to create a monster migration. Yeah.
Yeah. But like how did the beaver stop them? How's the beaver the feared creature? What the fuck do you mean? That
Apex.
was
Uh,
the
that was
point
a
where it
good
was
point of
like,
con. I think it was
yeah, it was
yeah.
comedy. It was comedy, I know, but it was like, oh, there lives a fearsome predator, like the king of all beasts, and it's a shitty little beaver who likes a snake. I felt a little uncomfortable as the snake started like flirting on command with the beaver. It's like, no,
Yeah.
not our snake. Our snake is cute, but she can't be with the beaver. Uh,
What the beaver?
what does the beaver do? Does beaver have abilities? He can like shrink with the sunflowers, right?
He can also shrink, and apparently he's just really good at fighting.
Hmm, true. Yeah, I don't know. In terms of like, I mean, let's be truthful. If you're reading manhwa and webcomics like this, you're not looking for like, well, unless you're reading like existence or something. You're not reading to understand life. You're not reading to like get some satisfaction out of this where you would like reach a profound truth about humanity. You're reading because you want to see some dumb shit happen. So if you're seeing dumb shit happen and that's what you're reading for, this is what you're gonna get. This is it.
Oh yeah.
It's got it's got the humor, it's got the cute creatures. What else do you want? A cat? A talking cat?
Oh, if you want a talking cat, we have the perfect manhwa for you.
Recommendation for you. It's called the greatest estate developer masters the ability to dig land faster. The lazy lord masters the sword. What a good time.
Oh my god, it's got such good
The
art.
cute cat, very cute cat. She's so cute. Uh,
Let's rate the greatest state
yeah, I suppose
developer.
we should. All right, as we do, what is the art score?
Hmm, I'll give it a 10.
Damn, straight 10, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 10. It's got like by far the best faces I've seen in like webcomics for a long time. Like Worthless Regression
Nice.
had some cool art, like faces wise, but it was also like a dark, sort of twisted looking art. And like
Isn't
The World After the End or whatever. That one
yeah, I
also
feel
has
like
cool art. It's stylized art. It's cool, but like these expressions are like off the fucking rails.
yeah, these people know how
They
to use art really
legit,
well.
holy shit. How do you make these faces and not like, how do you perfect that shit? Oh my god, it's so good. Alright, well, the story rating. I'll go first on this one. Story. is sort of lackluster. It's not very good. Um, I wouldn't say it's bad per se, but like you're not reading this to get a story out of it. What is the story really? He wakes up in the body of
He's
the Lord.
trying.
He decides, well, shit, I've gotta at least live a good life, right? So I'll go and repay
Yeah.
my debts. I'll go and build modern day or not modern day. What the fuck is he builds like insulation? Like heated floors for people. Wait, you're telling
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
like I don't know if this is true or not. You're telling me Korea has like heated floors?
Yeah.
Why don't we have heated floors? The fuck? I've never heard of heated
It's
floors. Is this like an Asian thing?
it's kind of all over Asia.
Wait, really? Like bidets? Fuck. Is the US just like super
Yeah.
backwards and behind? Probably.
We
Oh
just
man.
we just don't pick up on these types of things, yeah.
Damn. Yeah, he's just living his life doing Korean things in a world where no one understands Korean things. And he passes them off as like technology from like a different nation or something at one point, and they're just like, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Uh,
Sense.
sounds totally plausible. Uh, but like it, I mean, I don't hate the story. It's good enough for what it is. Like this is comedy. I understand that it is comedy. The story is quite decent for what it is. It's not really shitty, first of all. The main character, first of all, number one, he does not go to school. There is no school arc here. Second of all, they don't have a tournament arc. Holy shit. And then third, for my points, he doesn't get a fucking harem. That's my criteria. Doesn't have a harem, doesn't go to school, doesn't do a tournament arc. And I'm not saying tournament arcs or school arcs are like bad per se, but they're just really common. And they're usually drawn out and really shitty. But I'm gonna give it a 6. What's your score?
I I don't really think any of the arcs had like too much tension. Anytime there was, it was resolved like
What do you
immediately in
mean?
the
He saw the
next.
future and then it was like, ah, oh, fuck, the locusts are gonna eat my parents.
Yeah. And then it got resolved in like literally the next chapter.
What do you
Uh,
mean though? You got to see him being
uh,
sad and it was like, oh no, I must change the future. That's like cool,
I'd give
right?
it a 5. It wasn't like
Yeah, yeah,
unreadable, it
yeah,
was okay.
yeah, I understand. Characters.
Uh,
I mean, what? Lloyd's funny. He's funny.
he's funny.
Javier's funny.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Anyone else like
It's
noticeable?
kind of
Notable?
some
The
of the
summons
side
are cute.
characters make some. Yeah, the summons are really cute. Side characters are utilized pretty well. Uh,
Yeah, the Empress is pretty neat. But they're not like
that said, they don't have.
super
Yeah,
unique or anything.
they're very.
Like what we've been saying here, like this is a
They
comedy.
don't change. Yeah.
You're reading it to laugh and to look at the stupid faces. You're not reading it to and the reason why I bring up existence, which is another one that recently came out, or at least recently been scanslated and scan translated or whatever. Um, existence is about like it's like the same concept of you get stronger when you eat or whatever that one is. I get stronger when I eat, but like if the main character already ate everything in the world and was just the world, but somehow became human and now is suffering from being human and like has some I'm sure some critique on like humanity and such. But I haven't caught up on it or read it really. purely based on the characters and not based on like comedy factor characters, I would give it a 7. It's probably pretty high.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
the
not
characters are
like
fine.
the Lazy Lord Master Sword. Like the Lazy Lord Master Sword, you genuinely like the
The
characters.
characters, I
Like
agree.
they're
They're
genuinely cool and you empathize with them and they have personalities. Not to say that Lloyd doesn't have a personality, but his personality alters
uh,
between I want money and ah shit, I guess I have to save my parents or I guess I'll use the shovel to beat up someone.
yeah. They're
It
and they just never change too, even when it feels like something should happen. But uh,
true. Hmm.
there are times when it feels like some revolutionary, like emotional moment happens, and they cover it up with comedy, and it's fine, honestly. But I think the characters really suffer because of it. So
I
I would
liked
give
the
it like a
characters though.
6.
Hmm.
Actually, I'll give it a 7 too because it is funny.
I mean, I don't want to change your rating just because I said I like the characters.
No, I think I'm not giving the comedy enough credit. I think
The
it
characters are written to be comedic, I suppose.
comedic,
Maybe that's why they don't change. I don't know. I can't tell. Well, so we got 10 for art. Story averages to 5.5. Characters is 7. 7 plus 5.5 plus 10 is 22.5.
Ooh,
Did I even do that math right? I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, 22.5 divided by 30. Is that how we do it?
yeah.
And
It's got a
then wait.
7.5. Honestly,
Damn, wait, what?
that makes
That
sense.
it's fairly high.
Yeah.
The
I
fuck?
mean, it's
You know, it's not bad.
that's
And
that's
and
where it
like I
really
keep
belongs.
saying, I feel like to be fair, we really haven't uh uploaded that many episodes, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, arguably speaking, um we what hold on, let me see how many we've uploaded. We have 8 episodes. There are plenty of opportunities to just review a bunch of shit. Uh,
Ah,
genuine
yeah.
trash. We should review a Chinese one for the next one.
Oh gosh. Okay, fine.
Really
Do you
torture
do you
ourselves.
wanna super evolution? Oh frick, I
Oh
have
no,
to read what it's
I
called.
don't want to read that.
Oh, you
Oh
don't? Okay,
god.
there's frick. All of them are some variation of that. It's
I
gonna be.
know. Yeah, we can read Super Evolution. I feel like I tried to read it and it was bad.
It
Like
was
genuinely
so painful.
bad.
Oh my
Like
god, it
fucking
started out as like a,
bad.
a horrible trope that you
Oh.
see all the freaking time where the main character is really pathetic and literally every Yahoo random BS character is like, oh, it's that trash character. Oh, and then they all like, oh, just ditch him. Oh no, oh frick, oh let's beat him up. Oh my god, there's just so much hateful energy all the time. It's like every character has to be
Does
like the
does it have
worst
the thing
person
where
ever made.
the the characters they it's like they go through the thing and then it's like they're walking to school and some guy's like blocking the way and he like bumps their shoulder and the guy's like the fuck man and you're like oh sorry my bad and he continues on his way. After school there's like a posse of people outside the school and they're like hey you the fucker who bumped into my uncle's grandson. I'm from the Wulong sect, and I'm here to fuck you up. I'm gonna cripple you for life, fucker. Like that sort of thing. Does it have that? I
I've only
swear.
read like 1 to 2 chapters, but it's like I it's like every character. There's like we talked about this earlier. How there's two types of characters. They're either like good and loyal and
Uh,
like
yeah,
sincere,
they're the best friends that will not betray you even if you betray them, or they're the people
or
who are
they're like
like
the
the
scum of the
evilest,
earth.
scummiest fuckers to ever exist. This person will get beat up by the MC and then go, "Hey, family elders, I got beat up. Can you avenge me for me?" Or avenge me for the sake of the family, I guess. And the elders are like, I mean, we don't really like you, but like, we can't let our honor be sullied. So yeah, we'll send out our martial grandmasters to deal with this fucker. We'll end his existence. We'll end his bloodline. And it's like, what the fuck? In what world do you have that sort of power to do that? In what sort of bizarre dimension do you, you and then like even though the grandmasters lose, they'll be like, "You must have pulled some sort of trick. You must be using demonic arts," or something like that. And they'll accuse the main character of like being like devil incarnate when they're secretly like using demonic arts to supplement their power. They'll be like, "You must be because your family bloodline is cursed." And they'll like do they'll slander the MC's name so hard, and then the MC will be like, "Well, shit, I'll just kill all of you." And then when you're reading it, you're like, "Oh, yeah, kill them. Those fuckers deserve to die." But like they don't. I, None of this would have happened if the MC didn't like step out of line or like bump into their shoulder or something. Like this all happened because what like misunderstandings usually.
It's not even a misunderstanding.
Well, well,
There's
yeah,
these characters
true.
that are just
They could just be scummy.
abusing their power
Yeah, that's
or
true.
just
All the
being like
rich young masters.
just being extremely excessively arrogant and haughty.
Hmm, true.
And it's just they're so freaking trophy. Uh, and it
That's
wouldn't
true.
matter that much if it was just like a one-off thing, every now and then. That's like the only characters that exist. It's so frustrating to read.
I mean, there's also the harem, the harem.
Oh yeah, there's the harem people
There's the
too.
harem. Every MC in the Chinese ones, they start out unattractive, unlikable. They're loners. And then they get like some fucking blessed pearl from the heavens, and they cultivate their dantian. And oh man, I really hope this one cultivates their dantian, and they ascend from the ranks of sage to supreme sage lord god. Like I really hope this one does that. Oh, it'll make me so
Yeah,
happy.
honestly, that's the best part of the
That's the
Chinese
part
manhwa is actually when you're just reading like
you're
the
reading and it's
crazy
like,
names like
yeah, I'll I mean if you want to learn, I'll teach you my family's technique of the three phoenix roundhouse kick technique or some shit. And it's like, what are you talking? Just say it as it is. This is the punch technique and it's the big punch technique. And if you
it's the
sit
big
cross-legged and meditate for a while, you can learn the heart get bigger technique, like aura plus two. But instead, it's like thousand year mountain cultivation, or like it's almost like thousand year ginseng, or like the shit they eat as well. This is the pill cultivated from 50,000 years of cultivation, pulled from
yeah.
the soul of a swordmaster. Like, oh my god. They crack me
Uh,
up. They do make me laugh. More laugh than anything else. Also, I'm looking at the first chapter. Why is he on a bike and he's like, God damn, the superpower doesn't allow me to get through traffic. Or wait, no. He said, what's even the use of the superpower? Green light, light green. What? Does is he just good luck? What the fuck? I don't know what his
yes,
power is.
that's his power. His
Wait,
power is called super luck or something.
wait, that's good though. The fuck?
It's rated as
He's Nagito
like a
Komaeda.
0 tier skill.
He's fucking fingers in an ass man. Yeah, Nagito Komaeda, if no one ever understands this reference except for the people who know about Danganronpa, he's the protagonist. No, well, secondary
Oh,
sub
yeah.
during antagonist, whatever it's called. He's not like the first. He's a wild card. He shows up in the second game. He's like the detective's helper. He's Hajime's like partner in the game for the most part. Well, no, that's Chiaki. Fuck. He's like sort of there to help, sort of sometimes. But there's a meme video of him where it's like some guy singing Kanye West like putting fingers in his ass, and then Nagito's there dancing. And it's like a
With
MMD video or
fans.
something. And I don't really know what it is, but it's it's an internet meme, I guess. And whenever I bring up Nagito sometimes to people, they're like, "Oh yeah, the fingers in his ass, man." I'm like, "Huh? What are you talking about?" And then I slowly became familiar with the meme, and I was like, "Oh yeah, fingers in his ass, man." But Nagito's power is like he's the ultimate lucky student. He's what Makoto is in the first Danganronpa game, where they actually go to school for having ultimate luck. But like Nagito's luck is actually insane. He like tries to commit suicide and he can't. The bullet literally like the gun like doesn't work or something. Like he tries to die but he can't because his luck is so strong. At least in the anime. Um, but what's wrong with super luck, huh? Why is it called super evolution? Does he evolve his luck?
Don't remember,
Wait, how
honestly.
is this a bad superpower? If you're lucky, you could like fight and then your like opponent would just like step into a trap or something and die or something, right? Oh God, here, here we go. Here it is. There are five tiers of superpowers, namely White Dust, Blue Spirit, Violet Soul, Red Royal, and Sacred Black. Oh God. And I've been sorted into Slifer Red. Like, what the fuck? Okay, yeah, I'm fine with reading that next time. Yeah, sure. Let's suffer. It's got something like 575
Oh,
chapters. Yeah, let's fucking go. Let's do it. Oh yeah, by the way, I would like to point out that on our YouTube channel, uh,
yeah.
we're up to 8 subscribers. Holy shit. Who are these people? They're not all me. And also, by the way, a video I made, like when I started this channel, um, for like a just straight up review, it's still up. It didn't get taken down even though I just straight up like play through scenes and show pictures. Um, it's got 66 views. Dude, insane. Crazy. I don't know who's watching these podcasts, but thank you for watching them. Really appreciate it. Maybe we should, fuck, we should do this at the beginning of the video. What's the point of doing it now? But thank you for watching this one. We will be reviewing Super Evolution next week. So look forward to that. Haha. Oh boy. It, never mind. I was gonna say for a second, Chris, I was gonna be like, it's rated high on Asura, but it's not rated like high high. That's actually low for Asura. Holy shit.
Yeah, right.
8.8 is actually like low. Everything's like 9.9, 9.9, 9.8. Oh, what do you mean a disaster comment with the codename Goddess? Damn. I do think at some point we should try to review Dice. You think that'd be fun? No, probably not.
We'd have to read all. I'd have to read all of Dice again.
You'd have to
Oh,
read,
that would
yeah, like
take.
500 episodes.
Oh.
It would take like a few years, and then we finally finish and we do the review, and it's like, yeah, it was like a 3 out of 10. All that for like 50 minutes of reviewing shit. I
Yo.
mean, it was like sort of cool. I don't know. Middle school me found it way more entertaining than me right now.
It has an okay beginning. It just.
And it really jumped on the battle royale train, like when battle royales were getting popular. I was like, oh yeah, we
Yeah.
have a battle royale, but what if it went on for like 200 episodes? Well, anyhow, thank you for watching this episode. At some point we will review. Well, no, next week we'll go and review the Super Evolution webcomic. And I mean, hey, listen, it might be trash, but maybe we'll enjoy the trash. Uh, but yeah, I do imagine I feel like we should review more trash, right? Like, I feel like every time we talk about, like, between you and me, we're like, oh, we rated this one pretty high, like, compared to all the trash out there. But, like, at this point, what is trash? We haven't reviewed any
It's
trash.
trash.
Like, everything's pretty decent that we review. Well, maybe. No. So, maybe.
How
Maybe.
much did you enjoy Damien or not Damien, Worthless Regression or
Listen, Worthless
Daughter?
Regression has progressively gone more chill. It's actually sort of readable now. Daughter is the final boss. I read it. It's got a cat now. And the cat talks. And the cat's a mage. Crazy. It's like it's so original. No one's ever done that before. So, that's just how it is. Um, I mean, hey, Damn Reincarnation, pretty decent. Not very original though. It's got good art though. And then I recently saw one pop up on the front page called My Daughter is a Dragon. I don't really want to read it. But oh yeah, Rise of the Cheat User. Remember when I was telling you about that one? Maybe.
Mm,
That one's got an 8.5. We could review that one.
oh no.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's the one where even on Asura, the top comment is, my expectations are low. And then the second comment, after reading the synopsis, my expectations got even lower. Yeah, and I'll say the synopsis right now, just so everyone, if you want a really shitty recommendation from someone who has read this, by the way, it's not very good. Sun Ran, who was born in a slum, was a master at cheating in games. Under the guise of a myriad of identities, he traversed carefree through countless virtual worlds. Or, no, sorry, through countless virtual words. They misspelled worlds. Unexpectedly, he was kicked out of the virtual worlds by an enforcer and found himself riddled with a hefty debt of 900 million in the real world. In order to pay off the debt, Sunran made a deal with the central AI and became an enforcer himself. Thus begins his fierce battle against the Destroyers, players who cheated in their gameplay. What does this explain about the comic to you, Chris?
Guess he's an enforcer.
Yeah, it was a pretty
Eh?
decent like sub archetype in TFT, I guess. I mean, it's pretty shit. In like the second chapter, you find out that he's like married like 96 people in the virtual world, and he joins the agency, which is like three girls who were all his previous wives, but they're the only three that didn't press charges. And it's like, what? What is this? Why are they all enforcers? Why did you all get married to this fucker? Huh? And then like when they're doing combat, because he's like passed a test to be an enforcer, he like is granted the ability to use cheats, but only like tier one cheats, and it's like the fuck is going on? He's like using cheats to fight cheats, but he's doing it legally. I don't know. This is not a thing. But well, regardless, we will see you in the next episode.
Hmm.
Goodbye.